Nido Philippines, Palawan. 9 days and 8 nights stay at El Nido Island in the Philippines. Located on the island of Palawan. Renowned for its white sand beaches and coral reefs, it is a gateway to the Bacuit Archipelago, a group of islands with steep karst cliffs. Miniloc Island is known for the crystal clear waters of the Small and Big Lagoon. Nearby, the island of Shimizu offers waters full of fish. The area offers many dive sites, including the long tunnel on Dilumacad Island that leads to an underwater cave. Palawan Dive Review, a real gem, located in the southwest of Manila. This is the perfect place for a diving holiday in the Philippines. Nature lovers will fall under the spell of these idyllic landscapes, lush jungles, breathtaking rock formations, mystical mangroves and paradisiacal lagoons. This region is full of endemic species that you will discover during breathtaking hikes. Of course, the surrounding seabed is also of great beauty and deserves the trip as such. The Palawan region is recommended for divers. You will be able to contemplate impressive coral reefs, penetrate wrecks dating from the Second World War, fly over beautiful drop-offs and swim with abundant tropical fauna. Moreover, if you have the opportunity, we recommend that you dive on Tubbataha Reef, one of the most beautiful dive sites in the world. When to go diving in Palawan? Don't worry, the temperatures are mild here all year round. There are two very distinct seasons, a wet season from July to November and a so-called dry season from December to June. We advise you, ideally, to favor the dry season to benefit from optimal conditions on land and underwater. Either way, know that you can dive there all year round, and besides, the low season is often synonymous with more tranquility. Tubbataha Natural Park is only open from mid-March to mid-June. Remember, however, that the Philippines is subject to typhoons May through December. Diving conditions: you can enjoy very good diving conditions all year round. Visibility, average to good current. Low to medium difficulty, easy. The water temperature hardly ever varies during the year from 29 to 30 degrees. What to see while diving and snorkeling in the Philippines? Palawan is fortunate to be a region with many turtles that come to lay their eggs. In scuba diving, you will often have the opportunity to observe them. About 600 species of fish including 14 different types of sharks have been recorded in the region. Plus, if you head to Tubbataha, you can expect to see dolphins, whales, manta rays, and hammerhead sharks. It is truly a favorite destination for all ocean-loving divers. From Coron, we reach by boat the town of El Nido, at the northern tip of Palawan. Its Spanish-sounding name reminds us that the country has long remained a colony of our trans-Pyrenean neighbors. The country is also called Philippines, in homage to King Philip II of Spain. Perhaps the saddest episode in the country's colonization takes place at the end of the 19th century, when Filipinos seek independence. In the name of solidarity, the United States comes to their aid. Except that the Spaniards barely kicked out, the Americans seize the archipelago and colonization continues under their flag. Back to El Nido, Palawan's most popular spot. Its karst landscapes are as beautiful as those of Coron, but the number of tourists is multiplied by 10. El Nido is a small fishing village located in the far north of the island of Palawan. This village has gradually transformed into a popular place for tourists. A few small concrete buildings spoil the coast a bit. For now it is still a very charming place. Let's hope that the village will know how to keep its authentic side. The village, surrounded by cliffs, and the bay are beautiful. In the distance stands out the rocky peak of the island of Cadlao. The beach is frequented by fishermen, but swimming is permitted. Matinlak Hot Spring, about 17 kilometers north of El Nido, are hot springs. These sources, hot springs, are not indicated and we have to ask several times for the direction. We then take a small path that we travel on a motorbike for about 500 meters. We do the last 100 meters on foot because it is impossible to do them on a motorbike. The path turns into a swamp made up of a few wobbly wooden planks. We are already noticing water very hot flowing here and there. A50 M sources, Emmanuel slips on a board and falls into the mud, sinking to the buttocks. She screams in terror. Fortunately in this place the water is not hot, because the mud could be hot. For her. Impossible to go out alone. I pull her out of there, but one of her sandals remains in the mud. So I sink one of my arms to try to recover it. After a few minutes of brewing, I finally get it back. Emmanuel then undresses quickly because she is afraid of the leeches that the mud could contain. Fortunately this is not the case. We wash his clothes in a hot stream. Emmanuel turns back to recover from her emotions, while I continue my progress towards the sources. I arrive disappointed in front of a pool of boiling water at 55 degrees Celsius, measured with my thermometer. It's marshy all around, and even dangerous if you fall or sink into the mud. No interest. For information, Matinlak Hot Spring also exists on the island of Busuanga and these springs are suitable for swimming. Banca tours in the Bacuit Nido Archipelago. Bacuit Archipelago. The main attraction of El Nido is a sea trip in the bay or the archipelago of Bacuit. This is a bay in which we see many rocky limestone peaks emerging whose beauty rivals Halong Bay in Vietnam. The bay is so large that it takes several days to discover the different corners of this absolutely magnificent place. This is how many accommodation agencies or simply fishermen offer to take you on a day tour in a banca. Each tour takes you to 4 to 7 sites suitable for snorkeling, swimming, walking on land or simply a landscape to see. Big Lagoon. Also at Miniloc Island and not far from Small Lagoon, there is another lagoon called Big Lagoon and accessible this time by boat at high tide. Otherwise, it is easily accessible by swimming or snorkeling. This lagoon is also impressive and stunning due to the turquoise blue color of the water and the rock that surrounds it. We snorkel. But the funds are not very visible because the water is cloudy. However, we observe with wonder, while taking our distance, a jellyfish about 30 centimeters in diameter. Simi Zoo Island. We stop on a beautiful beach on the island of Shimizu, or Shimizu, to go snorkeling. The funds are beautiful and there are a lot of fish. Our captain prepares our lunch here: grilled fish, plain rice, cucumber salad, tomato salad, onions and tamari sauce as well as bananas for dessert, a delight. 7 Commandos Beach. This beach is located on the island of Palawan, south of El Nido. Magnificent and heavenly, especially since the sun has returned. There are, however, a lot of people. A refreshment bar allows you to cool off. Beautiful corals are visible in the water not far from the beach. After a good nap on this dream beach, we resume navigation to arrive in El Nido at 4:30 p.m. We dine at the Balay Tubay all-bamboo restaurant, benchmark 25 on the good food, large choice of fresh fish on a display at the entrance, good flambéed bananas, slow service. Snake Island. We then leave for Snake Island. The place is magnificent. It is a very small island connected to the island of Palawan by a strip of sand. Snake, which means snake, is the name given to this island because of the shape of the strip of sand connecting the two lands. This strip of sand is only visible at low tide. The real name of the island is Vegan. A path allows you to reach the top of Snake Island in 10 minutes. The view is splendid. Snorkeling is of no interest here. Kudunyon Cave located on the coast of Palawan Island. Kudunyon Cave is a cave accessible through a small hole in the rock. Inside, nothing exceptional. Some swallow nests to see. The beach, next to the cave, is beautiful. Panagbayutan Island. Heaven on earth. Panagbayutan Island. Exceptional. Deserted dream beach. We feel like we are alone in the world. A little later, a second boat docks with a group of tourists. This island is also called Inabayutan. The island is a large rocky peak, but here and there a few coves make this paradise accessible. We savor these magical moments for almost 2 hours, before taking the return trip to El Nido. Secret beach located in the Strait of Tapiatan and on Matinlak Island. This beach is accessible through a small hole in the cliff. Nice access and nice little indoor beach. Depending on the tide, accessibility is very variable, ranging from simple swimming on the surface, to swimming underwater. If the sea is rough, it can become dangerous. In the surroundings, several cavities are feasible and snorkeling. The underwater vision of the cavities is always impressive and magnificent. The water is incredibly clear. Beaches in the Strait of Tapiatan. We turn back. But still in the Strait of Tapiatan, we stop on a beach to snorkel and have lunch. The setting is magnificent, the water very clear, the funds are beautiful. Unfortunately, most of the corals are dead. However, there are a lot of fish. We observe cuttlefish, a huge turtle, a group of Centriscus scutatus or Aeoliscus strigatus vertically swimming fish, as well as a multitude of other fish. Then we are entitled to our lunch on the beach, once again fish, meat, rice, raw vegetables and pineapples, but we never tire of it, so much we appreciate it. Matinlak Shrine. We go up the strait to Matinlak Shrine. It is a Christian foundation with a church in which sometimes ceremonies such as weddings take place. Today the place is empty and we are alone. We visit the place. The location is magnificent. We climb the few steps built into the rock to reach across. Be careful, it's narrow and very steep. From here, the view is sublime. We make a last snorkeling stop at another place in the strait, but the water is less clear and the bottom not very interesting. Hidden beach. We then leave the Strait of Tapiatan, bypassing Matinlak Island from the north, to stop at Hidden Beach, also located on Matinlak Island. It is a beach hidden by large rocks. Access is through several passages. From the very small hole in the rock, to the large passage almost accessible by banca. We access it by snorkeling. The funds are beautiful and large cavities are to be seen. we find ourselves face to face with a small shark swimming in the lagoon located just in front of the hidden beach.